Good morning. My name is Sterling Connolly Chu. Welcome to Second Growth Homes. Today, I am going to show you how to laminate your foundation beams for under a house or a cabin using 2-inch planks. In this case, we're using 2x10 planks, and we're going to laminate them together into a 6x10 foundation timber. I have another cabin build coming up soon that's a fully engineered build, and it has an 8x16-inch laminated Sitka spruce timber. So we do a lot of this exact type of work, and we are going to be doing more of it coming up on this channel.
Well, these beams are just looking great. We're starting to fasten together here. And this is a good way to build a foundation, especially if you're by yourself, because you see, I can just pick those pieces up one at a time, and then you can just nail it together, bolt it together, ledger lock it together like we are, and then you get this big, long, beautiful beam, and you don't have to handle those huge timbers. It's a nice way to go. I like using big sawn timbers when I can. You know, I really just like doing whatever works, and this works great. So the other reason I'm laminating these is it doesn't really matter in Gustavus, but I got the certification so that we can grade our own timber now. But I can't grade anything bigger than a 4x12. So in this case, I couldn't grade the 6x10 timber, but I can grade these separately and then nail them together, and then it's a graded timber. So that's why we're doing this.
Gotcha.
That's cool. That's cool. Where did you buy the lumber from for your son's house?
His neighbor's got a mill
Right there.
right next door, and they're super good buddies. He's an old timer, and he loves Skylar, so he actually it's kind of work trade, and then like he saw how much of a go-getter Skylar was, and just like brought him a bunch of logs, and was like, "Here, cut whatever you want." Kind of gave him a bunch, you know.
Nice.
Hooked him up good.
That's good. I love hearing stories like that. I think some of them are able to do it, but
Yeah, no, he's way ahead of the game for being his age, and where, you know, not many 22-year-olds with 2 kids and built a house and killing it like that. And he's like an old timer, man. Every time I go over there, he's just doing projects. He just never stops moving, man. It's so awesome.
that's great. I was still pretty much goofing off at 22. And I was doing this, but I was like, I just worked with my dad until I made enough money to leave.
Yeah.
And there weren't any girls in Tennessee, so it was like, as soon as I had money, I was like, go to Juneau, go wherever, and I just traveled around until I ran out of money and then come back.
Same here, man.
Work for my dad.
These are where you love them, right?
Yeah, so far everything's fitting really good. I just like the look of this wood compared to normal store-bought lumber. Sure. Just looks cool.
Well, there in Juneau, didn't they have it where you couldn't build with
Yep.
Yeah.
That just changed, man. So that cabin I keep talking about, the engineered one with this wood, that's gonna be like the first cabin built with local timber in Juneau in like 50 years.
Damn, that's cool.
I'm stoked on it. And then it's kind of funny because before that, Everything was built with spruce. I mean, everything. Every old house we work on is just like this. It's just rough sawn spruce. Well, nowadays the lumber quality has gone downhill so much. It's like you can't argue with this shit. It's like you can go to Home Depot and just buy garbage.
Dude, and I couldn't believe it. Just regular 2x6s aren't even. Some of them are 5. Some of them are 5 3/8. Some of them are 5 1/2. They're like the widths aren't even close. It's fucking insane.
When we do decks like this, it comes out like the rough sawn now. It's
Yeah,
like, you know. So it's like might as well just use the rough sawn and be done with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit. We're still around here during moose season. Now, my rifle will be in the truck because it's public land right across that little creek. I think right over there.
That'd be great.
Blast one right here at the job site. That'd be so sad.
I'd be so happy. I got like a really nice 300 Win Mag that
Perfect.
my uncle gave us. We've never really used it. It's really a nice rifle.
Well, the thing around here, man, you can call them in so close where it gets scary.
They're right there.
Me and Luke were in this tree last year, and it was probably 12, just right, from me to you. And we were just like standing behind this little brushy little tree, and they were just just mating and fighting.
All over the place.
It was so crazy.
I love it. Wow. Pretty big. Looks great.
Got a lot of shit done today already.
Hell yeah. Oh, painless. Like I said, I'm super happy working with another carpenter. Always nice for me. Well, this just looks great. So we're just getting these all stacked up and fastening them together. We got a really nice fastener pattern. I think it's definitely overkill. So this board is fastened in a 2-foot diagonal pattern all the way down, and then the other side has the same treatment. So that's a lot of fasteners. They look really clean. Well, the cuts look good. Looks awesome. So here Joey's got this line put together, and they're just sitting there really firm now. So I need to go along and throw up the last boards. And then we'll get set up for pinning them down to the post. Oh yeah. Okay. Some more screws.
And I even told myself when I woke up this morning and on the way over here, it's like, don't inch yourself and do something stupid on the first board. And
I always try so hard to do everything perfectly, and it's like, just seems like there's always one thing. There always seems to be one little thing that I end up having to leave in there, and I'm like,
yeah.
Time to fasten the beams to the posts. Okay, this is a really cool new way to do that, where we use these long timber lock screws. The first step is we are going to counterbore pretty deeply into the beam to set these screws so that they're long enough. So I'm going to start right in the middle of this, and I start in the middle, but we are going to angle slightly into the center of the post. Okay, one more over here. Okay. Now, you're going to switch to a pilot bit. And normally for these screws you drill all the way, but I find that I can just drill to about right there and they just sink in no problem. Let's think about that. Okay. Yeah, take a look, Joey. So I just counterbored with that one right there, and I just run this in, and I just angle them like slightly so everything is just going right towards the center of that. Yeah. That's it. And then I got this baby. That's it.
That's crazy.
Pretty easy, huh? Whoops, I lost my bit in there. It's cheaper than buying the
You're just going down to this depth here?
Yep. Yep. I have to glue that bit in there or something.
Lost your bit?
There we go. Wonder what I did last time. So that is just a really cool way to fasten timber to a post. It's really easy, it's fast, and it also looks good. You know, they're invisible. It's really cool. Close it down. Check it. It's good. Yeah, dude, that is just ridiculous. Awesome.
I don't know if you want to double check them before you send them.
I'm just gonna go with it.
I think they're good.
I checked the center ones, so yeah.
I think these are good. I don't think they can rock much.
No, they're not moving. Wonderful. And then we need to add these knees here. So this is one of the new things I really like to do, is instead of putting X bracing in the direction of the beams, use these knees. And what that does is it gives you the support that you need, the shear, so that the posts can't tip this way, but it also shortens the span of the beams. So it takes the load from the bottom of the post up there to that timber. So look, the beam only spans 2 feet and then it's supported. And then it spans less than 3 feet and then it's supported again going down that way. So it just makes for kind of like 2 birds with 1 stone, where you get to do your cross bracing, but it also makes your beams like ridiculously stiff in this direction. I probably could have even gone with a smaller beam. So from here on, we're just gonna keep setting stuff in place and fastening it together, and we're gonna get this whole thing all locked in, fastened in, everything in place. And in the morning, we're gonna start building and joining up the A-frames for the 20 by 36 A-frame cabin that sits on top of this nice foundation that we're building here today. Our job now is to fasten all of these beams down to the posts. So, show you one more time. We got 10-inch screws, and we're setting them down into the beam over 4 inches or 5 inches. So they're going 5 inches into the posts below us. And this is just a really cool, simple way to do this. So the first thing we'll do is pre-drill. Actually, sorry, this is the countersink. And what I do is I angle all of these big screws towards the middle of the cedar post. So instead of just going straight up and down, they're angled, I'll over exaggerate it like this. So they're angled in towards the center of the post, and they're angled towards me to the center of the post. And the idea there is that that little bit of angle will actually help to hold them down even more. And then it helps from splitting the post, because instead of going straight in, you're going through different grain lines. It also makes it easier, because trying to drill those perfectly straight long holes and not having them pop out is hard. But if you start at the outside of the post and you're just always shooting those holes towards the center of the post, it makes it really easy. You can see how angled I am. Okay, that's because I'm trying to hit the middle of the post, and my screw is going to be going through the middle of this post way down here. Pretty cool. Perfect. Perfect. Need a quick connect on here, or another drill. This is my favorite way to do this. So, anytime you're fastening beams to posts for like a deck or a cabin or a roof, anything like that, you can use these now. It's a really good way to go. So these middle ones get 4. So that's, if you think about it, all 4 of those screws held into the top of that post, 2 per beam. Once the floor is on here, it kind of turns this into one thing basically. So uplift is what we're trying to deal with here. So if the wind tried to pick the cabin up, every single one of these posts has 4 of those giant screws going into it at an angle. They're not coming off. And then if something hit the cabin to the side, like I don't know, a big tree fell on it or something, or an incredible gust of wind, it would be trying to shear those screws off. You got 4 screws in the top of that post, you know, they're not going to shear off short of like some kind of freak event. And you do got to be careful because you don't want to over tighten those screws. I can really feel it. It's easy, 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 and then it gets a little bit tighter when they get to the end of the pre-pilot hole. And then as soon as they hit the wood, it really tightens up and just stop. You don't need to sink them extra far because you won't be able to get your bit out. And you really don't want to sink them too far, just till they snug up tight. Yeah, I'm not going to cry about that. 4 big screws. So I'm working down this line. I got 1, 2, 3. So I'll just show you again those big screws right now are about like that in there. Okay, 1. So you always want to come out here and hold your screw on the side and kind of envision it where it is. They might be like this. Well, yeah, right there. That's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just drill and screw for a while, and we're gonna put on some cross bracing. So Joey already got all the nice fasteners in here to hold the beams together. 2 at the ends, then we stagger them going down there. So I need to get my fasteners in, and we get the cross bracing on, and that'll be foundation complete. It's time to start making the A-frames. The A-frames are cool. They get half lap joined together. I'm going to show you how we cut those joints, and we're going to do it together tomorrow. So please click that like and subscribe button. Come back to YouTube, search for Second Growth Homes. The like and subscribe button are right below my face, right there and right there. Come back and I'll show you how we join up our A-frames, and I'll talk about a couple other ways that you can do it with timber that you have at your local lumber yard, or even coming right off your own mill. Thanks for watching. All right, we are going to put on the first brace. So this cabin gets what I would call a knee brace going this direction all the way down the cabin in the direction of the beams, and then in the other direction it'll get a big X brace. I like the knees in this direction because they all provide support up to the beam, so it shortens the spans of these beams significantly. It just makes for a really strong foundation. So these are yellow cedar, and we're going to fasten them with the 6-inch timber lock screws. down just like this. So I'm going to change this fastener layout to this, so it's fastened down near the bottom of the beam and near the top of the beam. Good evening. I could not be happier with how today went. It's just great first day here of framing on this project. So we set the posts and the beams for the entire 20 by 36 cabin. Look at this baby. It's huge. It's huge. And we got the beams all fastened together and in place. So the beams are fastened, they're laminated together. These fasteners that you see there, and I got all the big screws going in like this. So there's 4 giant screws going into this post at an angle, 4 of them. Absolutely solid. And then here, Joey is putting on our bracing, and I have been running the braces that go in line with our beams up to the beams. I really like it. It sends some of the strength from the bottom of the post up to the beam out here and shortens the span of the beams, making them really strong. And then in the other direction, going this way, we'll do normal X bracing that you'll see here. Sorry, like this. And I'll just give you a little walk around. Everything is clean. Everything just looks great. Strong, it's stout. These brackets are phenomenal. I can barely even wiggle it. And the yellow cedar knee braces just look awesome. So that is just about day 1 complete. And next video, we're going to be building the A's. So we join the A's, the A-frames, we join them, the roof rafters and the floor joists into the A's, then we stand them up on the foundation. That's how we build them. And it's really a cool process. So if you want to come with us for the next step of this cabin, or all the way to the finish, please click the like and subscribe button below my face there. That'll help you come back to find these videos. And then anytime you want to come see what we're doing here and come to work with me, Joey, go to YouTube and search for Second Growth Homes. You can come with us that way. Thanks for watching.